how to lose those love handles forever. In today's video, we are gonna cover the 5-step cheat list to lose that stubborn lower back fat. So I know the frustrating thing about love handles, it's the very first place that you pack on body fat when you start to gain weight, and it's the very last place that you lose body fat even when you're shredding. So it's very possible to even have six-pack abs and still have a lot of lower back fat. And for me personally, this is the hardest spot to eliminate. So my friend Tanner over at Barbarian Body and myself want to give you the 5-step cheat list to get rid of that stubborn lower back fat. So Tanner and myself, we've been in contact the last couple weeks on Instagram. He's gonna be making a guest appearance today on my channel. You can check out his channel in the description below. And then early next week, I'll be posting a video on his channel, so make sure you guys check it out. So in today's video, we're gonna go over the 5-step cheat list. So I'm gonna throw it over to Tanner in just a second for the first 3 tips, and then it's gonna come back to me for the last 2. And by the very end of the video, you're gonna have the complete blueprint, the 5-step cheat list to remove that lower back fat forever. I'm gonna give you a nice handy little cheat list that I want you guys to screenshot at the very end of the video, and I want you guys to look at it every day for the next 30 days. And it's gonna be like a little action step sequence, and if you do this, if you knock off each check mark for the next 4 weeks, I guarantee you, you're gonna have a drastic difference in the amount of lower back fat that you have. So without further ado, let's throw it on over to Tanner at Barbarian Body.
All right, thanks Troy for the intro. I appreciate it very much. Like he said, my name is Tanner Wyman at Barbarian Body. I run a very similar fitness channel, and I cover a lot of fitness, nutrition, how to burn body fat, how to build a ton of muscle. So if you guys are interested, Troy hooked me up, toss a link down in the description. You can check me out there. Now, let's get into how to lose the love handles. First and foremost thing I want to mention here, there's not a single exercise that you can do that will allow you to burn fat in any specific area. It just doesn't work that way. Whether it be a Russian twist, a plank, a crunch, back extension, there's no way for you to do an exercise that's gonna help you to burn fat in a specific area. So how the hell are we gonna take care of these love handles? We're gonna have to burn body fat throughout the entire body. I know it sucks, but that's the only answer I can give you. Unless you want me to lie, which I won't do, but this is how we have to do it. So we gotta burn body fat throughout the entire system. What's the #1 way to do this? The most effective way and the most powerful way where you're gonna see the most amount of results? Nutrition. So I could come up here and just be like, dude, eat at a 250 to 500 calorie deficit, but that would require you to have to track your food and everything you eat for like weeks on end. I got a much more simpler solution. For 1 week, only one, track everything you eat from Monday to Sunday, from when you wake up to you go to bed. Track everything. The reason I want you to do this is because it's gonna give you a super clear image of how poor your diet is. Because if you've got love handles right now and you're having a tough time losing them, there's a good chance that the way you're eating is pretty poor. And there's also a good chance that you might think your diet is absolutely perfect. Or if not perfect, then pretty good, and it should help you lose weight, and you don't know why you're losing weight. You need to track this food so that you can get a clear image and go, damn, man, I didn't realize I was eating that poorly. That could be changed like that. Maybe bagels for breakfast on Monday through Friday is not a good idea. Maybe this and that. It's gonna give you a clear image. Or you go, oh, 40 drinks on the weekend. That might be causing that. This would be pretty easy to change. I could substitute it with that. And you see this thought process that's starting to come here? You're gonna naturally just start to go, oh, I could just like easily switch this and make this. You're gonna be able to create a calorie deficit just from doing that. It's like the simplest method to do so. Rather than just coming into this, pencil and paper, tracking how many calories everything is, or using MyFitnessPal every time you eat for like the next whole life, take a look at it like that. Look for things that you can substitute. Don't look for things you can remove initially, because that's gonna make you go, oh man, I feel like I'm missing all this sweet food and stuff. You're gonna wanna kill yourself. Just go with substitution. Find something super unhealthy, replace it with something that's just at least a little bit better. Do this with a few things, and you can make some significant change. Now, if you are consuming things like 2 pops a day, or sodas if you're American, or having like McDonald's like 2 or 3 times a week, you'll notice there's gonna be, or like Fruit Loops for breakfast, maybe those things, you can cut those out, maybe just 1 every other day, or just try and have the amount of intake on that. But try and substitute this stuff. I promise you, just from doing this, you're gonna make a huge amount of change in the amount of body fat levels that you have. Okay, now that we've taken care of the big kahuna here, I wanna next get you on to how to burn the most amount of calories. How can we burn this fat? How can we do this? What's the best? Listen, HIIT, high intensity interval training. That's right, short bursts of explosive movements. Very short period of time you have to do these movements too, okay? So it's good for 2 reasons. One, like I said, you have to do it in a short period of time, super time efficient. But thing number 2, when you do these HIIT workouts, So let's say you do it for half an hour. The next 23 and a half hours through the rest of the day, your metabolic rate has gone up. So because this workout was so intense, what's gonna have to happen is your body's gonna be in this recovery phase. Normally your metabolic rate is at about here, but because of this recovery phase, it is now elevated here. The body's working in overtime to repair all the tissues you've broken down and stuff. And as a consequence, you're gonna be burning a lot more calories throughout the day than you normally would be. So you're gonna be literally burning more calories by just sitting on your butt from doing that HIIT workout than you would from, say, a steady state cardio. Just something light on the treadmill. You're not gonna burn too much calories post-workout because it wasn't that physically demanding. The more physically demanding the workout is, the more recovery is required. The more recovery that's required, the more calories you're gonna be burning while you're doing absolutely nothing, which is pretty sweet to me. Now, in addition to the high intensity interval training, we're also gonna introduce another crazy method for burning a ton of calories. You guys probably wouldn't guess this, but yes, weight training, resistance training, lifting weights, doing some type of workout, okay? Because the same way that the high intensity interval training, the HIIT training was effective at burning all these calories post-workout because the body's in a recovery phase, when you break down muscle fiber from a high intensity workout, it doesn't even need to be just from a workout where you were lifting weights and you did some damage on the muscles. The body's in this state again where it's gonna have to recover and a ton of calories are gonna be burned because your metabolic rate is boosted. Not only that, but when you start putting on muscle as well, your shoulders start beefing up, your chest starts coming through, your lats start coming in. What's gonna happen is because your upper body, your upper torso here is getting so much larger, it's even going to give you more of an appearance of an even thinner waistline. So yes, you're gonna be building muscle, burning a ton of fat, but you're also gonna give yourself the appearance of a much thinner and narrower waistline, which is absolutely terrific. Now by doing all these things, by combining them, okay? Main thing, nutrition. And then you got two methods for really burning fat, burning a ton of calories. You guys are going to have no problem burning body fat throughout your whole system, throughout your entire body, and as a consequence, the love handles will go. Now I do wanna mention one thing here, okay? As men, the last place that we tend to lose body fat, around the waist, around the hips, and the love handles. That's just where we store our fat. So it will take the longest for the results to show there, but be patient, burn that body fat throughout the whole system, and eventually, I promise you, it will come right off of the body. Anyways, guys, that concludes it for me. Thank you, Troy, so much for having me on the channel. And like I said, guys, if you want to check out some more of my content, Troy's gonna hook me up with a link down in the description. Simply click that. Check out a couple of my videos. If you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. Back to you, Troy.
All right, thank you, Tanner. So I'm gonna cover tips 4 and 5. Now, tip number 4 is adding on to his third tip as far as weight training to lose body fat and that stubborn lower back fat. So I recommend to really speed up your fat loss, incorporating intensity techniques. Now, what I mean by intensity techniques are advanced training mechanisms. So I'm gonna just name drop a few of my favorite ones, and I'll definitely be covering all of these in an upcoming video. So FST7, we have German volume training, we have rest pause overload, we have drop sets, we have supersets with opposing muscle groups, and my personal favorite that I've been talking about in a lot of videos, shortening your rest times between compound exercises, especially when you go heavy, like 4 to 6 rep range. Short rest times are killer. All these advanced mechanisms, they're very large muscle groups, so if you incorporate these on compound exercises, you're gonna speed up your fat loss a ton. So intensity techniques should be incorporated into every single workout. Pick one, focus on it for a month, and then when your body starts to adjust or you get bored with your workout routine, pick another intensity technique. So every single month, I want you guys to pick a new intensity technique, and it's gonna speed up your fat loss. Tip number 5 is, it's a little bit painful, but I can promise you it is gonna have an amazing effect on your fat loss. I want you guys to get a little workout journal. In every single 7-day period, I want you guys to just do a little check mark and put 10 sets of squats, 10 sets of barbell deadlift. If you can do 10 sets of each of those every single week for the next month, I guarantee you, you are gonna be burning fat all over. So remember how Tanner was talking about the metabolic rate? So, you work out for 30 minutes and then your metabolism is boosted for the next 23 and a half hours following high intensity interval training. Guess what? When you're doing maximum intensity squats and deadlifts, it has the same effect. So I highly recommend, do not skip leg day. Do more squats and more deadlifts. Even theoretically speaking, you don't care if you have chicken legs, you don't care how your legs look. It's gonna help you sculpt your entire physique and melt fat all over your body, especially helping you get rid of those love handles. Now, I see so many people making the mistake of not doing squats, not doing deadlifts, and doing lots of standard cardio. Notice what was not on this list. static, boring cardio. So I recommend you guys do the high intensity interval training, you do weight training, you have intensity techniques built in, and you make sure you do 10 sets of the squat and the deadlift. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Tanner's appearance on the channel. And just a quick recap. So number 1 is a little food journal. Write down everything that you eat for a week, go back and review it, see where you can improve. Number 2 was high intensity interval training. Even if you can only do it twice a week for 15-20 minutes, it's gonna have an amazing effect on your fat loss. Number 3 was weight training, and then number 4 was incorporating intensity techniques with your weight training. Number 5 was the 10 sets every single week of squats and deadlifts. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that big notification bell because we've got daily uploads coming all summer long. I will see you guys on the video tomorrow.